AV SuperFriends on Topic is an independent production wholly owned and operated by AV SuperFriends, LLC. For the highest quality recording of all of our shows, visit avsuperfriends.com. This is AV SuperFriends on Topic, a 30-minute monthly roundtable focused on a single topic. This discussion will be opinionated, to the point, and saturated with our well-known blend of painfully won expertise and deeply ingrained immaturity. Audio works better when I route it appropriately. For January 2026, it's the best sounding and most under-documented podcast in higher ed. This is the AV SuperFriends on Topic, episode number 66.
66?
Broadcasting live across the country from campuses still running our December finals to those who are already closed for the extended break. We're taking one last look at 2025 before we collectively pretend we're all going to do better in 2026. So this is going to be our New Year's special. It's like half retrospective,
So excited.
half speculation. Figure that one out. So I'm Chris Dechter, and it's time for another Friday afternoon podcast adventure with the AV SuperFriends, and let's say hello to today's panel. And yes, as Justin will point out momentarily, it is a Larry-free Friday.
That's right. Imagine that.
Hopefully he's
Shocked or-
listening and will give us crap on the stream. So
I'm shocked that Larry's
All right.
not here on a Friday.
let's go through our panel of fine Super Friends.
Shocked.
Shade.
Our first panelist is responsible for the holistic care and mental health of all the network devices experiencing uptime fatigue. He's an assistant director of firmware wellness from Kansas City. Say hello to Mr. Jamie Reinhardt.
It's a very simple resolution to some of these things. It's just unplug. Unplug for a little while, let the clock reset.
The Grandmaster clock?
Doesn't matter, just unplug. Just unplug.
Get it out of
That's
there.
depressing. Our next panelist designs systems where no one, not even the IT team, is entirely sure what that room is supposed to be doing. He's a lead architect for spatially ambiguous digital experiences from Corvallis, Oregon. Say hello to Mr. Mark Kolozinski.
Where we're going, nobody's ever gone before. We're not sure what it looks like. We're not sure what it's going to do. But stick around, and we'll figure it out together.
So you're going to take the things that I believe even farther than I ever have before.
The things you have no idea even exist.
Things you didn't know that
Yes.
you needed.
We're going to make sure they work.
And our final panelist oversees enterprise-wide initiatives to ensure that no one feels left out in cross-departmental deployments. He's a vice president of operational synergies from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Say hello to Mr. Justin Rexing.
I feel like you're copying and pasting a lot of these now.
There's only so many vice presidents.
Last week?
No,
For a moment, I heard like vice president.
vice president of operation. There's a lot of words here I got to read. So, and
There's
scroll
the
and
word
hit
president.
buttons and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So anyway, on today's show, we're going to be discussing our predictions for 2026, and almost more importantly, we're going to see how well we did with our predictions from last year.
Or dictations.
Predictions from last year. But first, a little bit of housekeeping as we normally do. So if you are listening to this later as a recorded MP3, we do stream these live every Friday at about 3:15 Eastern or 12:15 Pacific, or whenever we get our act
We were
together.
close today. This is by
usually
as close as we've
we're
been.
much later than we were. Yeah, this was we were much better today. So you can join us for that on Twitter, LinkedIn, and
Because
YouTube.
we didn't have Larry.
You can jump in the chat. You can heckle us politely. You can, bring up a lot of stuff that we're not paying attention to. So if you still
Speaking of
can't
which-
join us on those live streams, you can follow us on all the socials, on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Blue Sky, basically anywhere that we can shovel content in front of you. We are probably there. I've got a few more I'm working on as well to get some additional platforms out there. But search for AV SuperFriends on the socials. We are out there. So also,
Larry's not. He's gone.
Larry's only on the socials yelling about football. That's all he does.
Larry can fix
Larry
this,
a
by the way.
break.
This is on Larry.
Whoa, come on.
This is
He's
also
in the
our
middle
first
of
show.
an epic right now.
We'll talk about that in a minute. This is also our first show of a new year. So this is, new year, new resolutions, new clean slate. So why don't you start by helping us, as your first resolution. So share the show with your friends, your coworkers, your enemies, your boss's boss, your boss's boss's boss. Maybe that random student who keeps asking if the projectors are Bluetooth compatible, whatever the heck that means. Just spread the word out there, get it out there. If you want to really start your year right, consider supporting the show, because your contributions help us to keep bringing you the brutally honest content that you apparently crave, and somehow we are still allowed to publish. And I do see all of you out there publishing your end of year reviews on Spotify and all these other things, and I appreciate how high in the rankings we are up there. So thank you very much for that.
We are.
Yes, very much so.
Surprisingly, yes.
So
No thanks to Larry.
So good Lord, Justin.
We did, but this year we resolved to hear from you all more. We wanted more engagement, challenge us more, ask us questions. Keep us somewhat
Jump in the chats right now of the streaming thing you're listening on and yell at us.
We're confused.
Or
Like it's
ask
not
a
next
question.
year yet, but it is.
So,
let's just pretend.
It's true.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this later, you missed the opportunity, and we'll do that later. So, anyway, so thanks for all of your first. Thank you all for your support. We couldn't do it without you. So, all right,
we got there.
Good Lord, a lot of stuff going on here. So we're gonna jump right into it. No news, no other topics. Whatnot. We're gonna go right into our predictions
No news anyway.
from last year and see how well we did. And these shows usually take a while, so we'll see what we got here. All right, we're gonna start with Mark because it's the top of my list here.
Okay.
In 2025 or in 2024 for 2025, Mark predicted
What did I
that and you even came out guns blazing and said this is called the year of the kit and
Yes.
the end of the standard. That is to say, the standard bills of material or standard room types are going to go away. You're simply just going to have an assortment of bits and bobs and parts that you use everywhere, and you will assemble them like a Lego or an erector set into different things.
I like it. I'm still with it. We're there.
I'll let Jamie and
No matter
Justin
what, I'm getting half a
respond to
point
that,
for
but-
this. I'm getting on the board with a half a point.
I'm not sure what you even mean by that. Did I question the meaning of that?
I told
when
you
first
we're going to
said
be
it last year?
way out in the future here. And so stick around.
But this is 1 year predictions and you just admitted that yours is way in the future.
Well,
so
no, it was earlier on.
that's
So
1
do
year.
do any of you have standard kit? A common kit of parts, tools, widgets that you use more often than not? Or are you still like, we need this 16 by 16 thing, and I'm going to put these encoder or
No, I buy
transmitters
exclusively
and
all-in-ones.
Or all-in-wonders. Or have you gotten to the point where you're like, you know what, this encoder, this decoder, and this switch gives me the ability to build nearly everything that I have?
Are we still talking about AV over IP?
I didn't bring it up.
Have you started going through...
What did you just describe?
You said the words. So.
All right. Well, anyway, we're gonna have to keep this short because we need to move on. I'm gonna say so. My evaluation of this is no. We still build systems the same way we've always done it. So
Wrong.
all right. You also said that 2025 would be the year of the ACPR in that specific term, but you meant by what you mean the auto camera presets. That'll be the year of the auto camera preset system races because Crestron jumped in. Lumens, so I'll give you half a credit on this one because Lumens has also jumped in on this, and I suspect we'll see more because it's relatively low threshold to do this sort of
Everybody's
thing.
talking about it though. You have to admit you've heard a lot about automation of camera presets and recalling these things
and
by way of
specifically
triangulating
automation-
data from the beamforming microphones.
Yeah, so it's preset recall based on audio positioning, audio telemetry. That is becoming more common, but I think what we're seeing is the edge analytics methodology of the device itself being able to auto steer good enough that's going to overtake.
Good
Might
enough
be, so.
may become good enough. If not, default to a more complicated system.
You need more stuff, more boxes.
More stuff, more boxes, more wires.
You also said this year was going to be you said a lot. There's 4 total here.
Jesus.
You said this is going to be the year of the API that would circumvent control systems and allow point-to-point communication between devices and specifically the PC being able to talk to directed devices via an API. And I'm going to give you partial credit on that one because there is this open AV standard.
That wasn't the one I was talking about.
No, I know. I'm just saying that did come out and announce. But we're still not there yet because we're not seeing a huge amount of buy-in from large players. So I would say check back at the end of this year.
I do believe that the API thing is still growing exponentially, but not necessarily in this traditional AV domain.
Yeah,
But that's not what this prediction was about.
Oh, this is AV. Oh, sorry. Let me take it back.
I'll even go
from
so
last
far
year.
as to say like a 3/4 there, because what we're seeing is that even some of the big players are starting to want to get into the rooms game, which has to open that up in one way or another. And so if you want to use a rooms system with traditional AV gear, those communications are now happening. And so I'll give you a 3
And a poorly written API is your pathway.
Well, I think there's also the world of all the cloud monitoring and all that API-ish stuff seems to be coming on hot and heavy right now, and that wouldn't be possible without it. So.
Well, and a lot of this goes back decades to PJ Link. That stuff has been out there. So, but wrapping that all in a way to allow communication. And so, Jamie, I thought you were going to bring this one up. The one that I find intriguing, and it is a small widget, but direct into this, because Mark is still big on the computer being the center and being able to talk to these devices. Magewell's new NDI to USB Dealy Boober does have an API you can write to, does allow the PC itself to be doing the switching of streams and all the rest, so giving you that level of control that ordinarily would be limited to a full control system, now being able to drive that through software from the computer. So
take the PC, put it in a shelf, make it look like a single RU black thing with a bunch of I/O on it. Like, here it is.
Yep, and the little push button control things, and I mean it's
like companion and the Scarhoy stuff, and there's interesting stuff out there driving that. So anyway,
okay.
I think it's coming closer. It's
not
there yet.
Finally.
It's not a full point.
I'll give 3/4 of a point. Final prediction.
Okay.
Justin, this is Mark's prediction.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's this one. Justin will have to support the College of Business. Getting closer. It's getting closer.
That's almost a 3/4 point.
I'm going to double down on that one again this year.
Honest answer to that, which I would have, this is like 10,000 to 1 bet, is that the integrator would not be done by end of 2025.
You can't talk about your predictions. This was Mark's predictions.
This is me, man.
That's what I wish I would have said that in my.
Wait, you can't go back and retroactively predict things from last year.
I just said I wish I would have said that as a prediction.
All right, well,
he
much less support it. We can't support something if it's not done.
2025.
It's not even done yet.
On Mark's prediction, I'm going to give that a to be determined. Check back in 2026. We'll see how. Anyway,
it's still
the saga continues.
Saga continues. All right,
we're close.
Justin's predictions from last year. You said in 2025, you said there will be no more consultants on WKU projects. WKU will design it. WKU will hand it to an integrator, then ask for only basic configurations, and then WKU will come in with their own program and recommission the entire space and all of that. And I will give you a half credit because you guys are indeed moving 50%. That direction. Yes.
But there's some weirdness to this. So the full story.
No, it's one or the other. You said
it's
will
50%.
Will not.
But with an asterisk 666.
Oh, my God.
How do you spell that?
ASTRX. So if we take the first part, no more consultants on WKU projects. So that part's wrong.
You're right.
What's weird is this next part.
Litigate this whole thing.
We design it. We oversee the integrator. We sign off on it's done. I designed the Cherry Hall, and that was going that way, and everybody has agreed upon that. However, my feeling is that
how are your feelings about
we're
that?
being lied to, maybe, and that won't happen, even though that's in the contract documents and that's what's being bid on. So I still am waiting to believe that to be true, even though it's heading down that road. Then the new one that's coming up, and I was just telling them over Discord about this earlier, is that they're using my designs for building A. I haven't been in one meeting about this other building that they hired this other consultant from Chicago, and they started the needs analysis meeting showing the clients my schematics and explaining what my schematics were from building A's design. And you know what? You know who this consultant is? I'll just say it. It's Shin.
Well, it's all right.
Shin's doing that.
You love it, right?
So I'm just curious as to, I'm not even at the table. I have no idea.
If only you would have NFT'd that,
Yeah.
then you could have got the royalties off of it. But 4 years ago, when Mark predicted NFTs everywhere, you didn't listen.
Still have them.
This is just brand new news to me. And I'm like, well, if you do that, you're probably going to still fail because I don't design.
Well, Justin, the trick is design stuff poorly and then see where they use it. So.
There you go.
Be ever more popular.
Careful, you're going to get a job as a consultant. All right. So I will like on my notes here, 50% credit. I said literally baby steps towards this. So you are indeed moving that direction. We'll see what the next year brings. You also said in 2025 there would be new solutions for medium conference rooms.
Medium.
And I'm not really sure where you're going with that.
Partial.
I'm going to bring that up. So I'm going to say there are these sort of things coming from places where we didn't necessarily think they would be coming from. And I'll talk about medium conference rooms here in a minute. But, there's interesting stuff coming from Neat or from Logitech or sort of from Biamp a little bit.
We talked about this as a problem where we have nice solutions for small, nice solutions for big, and there's nothing in the middle, and maybe there's some of that I see, like some smaller conference bars.
We're starting to see some stuff come out that might work, and I'm going to bring that up as one of mine here.
So I don't know, maybe
there's some interesting stuff coming from QSYS in January through Activate.
That was more of me trying to just be hopeful. Versus like,
wish casting.
I know this is going to happen.
I would like that too, because that's a huge issue for me. So, all right. So that was your predictions for 2025. For Jamie, you're for 2025. You said more Microsoft, more problems, and that is to say, as people delve into Teams rooms, MTRs, etc., and they have to get more on the side of like the access to the software and configuration stuff that they need access to. AV teams will most likely not have access to that. And as systems move into that realm, AV teams will become less relevant because they won't have the software and permissions access, the administrative access they need to actually go in and maintain and support these systems.
You're reading my paper.
This is what was said last year.
Okay.
Your AI generated paper. Mm-hmm. So on that one, I give you a score of to be determined, because you're not wrong, but we're not seeing that widespread yet.
Widespread is the key there. People are not go as widespread as I thought it would.
People are doing everything they can to not have to deal with that.
Jamie, you also predicted that DV LED will become much more budget friendly and will be commonplace in classrooms. And this led to an argument as to how many number of rooms, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think we're seeing that yet.
I think the appetite is growing.
It is more budget friendly.
The market
is more budget friendly, but
not coming. Well,
it is not commonplace yet. But I think the next prediction will be one of the reasons why it's not.
And to that end, I've had DV LED manufacturers say, as part of large classroom projects I'm doing, hey, can we bid an alternate? Can we work with an integrator and other people to bid an alternate to your projection systems with DV LED? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, that's fine, but what you're not going to do is talk about the power needs, the construction, the reconfiguration of the space. There's a lot more moving pieces to it than simply screen plus projector.
Buy this box and open it up in a room. It doesn't solve all your problems.
Yeah.
Well,
come on now.
But I think I was referring more to the all-in-wonders.
Yes. No, you're not wrong.
110s to the 11920s.
It's coming down. It's getting there.
135, 165, 200.
That can run off a normal 110 outlet. And yes,
they can.
But anyway.
They still require very specific mounting issues and things, so it becomes a pain.
Put it on the wall. It's fine. It's fine.
0.
So
was that score.
All right. You also said that tariffs will affect electronics. I'm misread that. Tariffs will affect pricing, and electronics will thus become hard to get. And I don't think we saw that. So,
the pricing, yes, and they're more expensive, so they're harder to get.
And
are they hard to get? That's
hard
two
to
issues.
get is a different. That's a perspective. Are you talking like there's a lot of friction in the process, or I don't have the money anymore?
Are they available to purchase?
If I have money and I buy it, will it show up in a reasonable time?
Reasonable time was what I was struggling with this year.
There was a lot of talk about this at the end of last year, that there would be similar to the supply chain issues we saw back in 2021 when companies literally took time off. Hey, remember when that factory burned down?
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, and I did have, around the fiscal year, so there in May and June, I did have a lot of things that were held up on boats someplace. I had a lot of budgetary line items I had to carry from last year to this year because they didn't show up after 2 months.
What were you ordering?
There was some impact.
Don't worry about it. I wasn't there.
I didn't have that problem.
Yeah, I had multiple.
Coast hanging out in a container somewhere.
I did over 100 spaces this year, and I had 0 issue. I mean, minor things.
That's what you get it's because you're buying it from Micro Center, and
they all come from the same place.
Yes, that's exactly where I'm getting it from. Yeah. Where the hell's the closest Micro Center? Ohio?
For you? I don't know. That's
what's a Micro Center?
Yeah. It's like a Fry's.
Like a small Walmart?
It's like a Fry's. It doesn't exist anymore either. So
Circuit City.
It also doesn't exist.
Is that a West Coast thing?
It's like a Circuit City. No, how about a Radio Shack? No, it's not that either.
I don't know how big they are, but it's a thing.
Okay.
So the last one is Larry's predictions from last year.
Imagine if he was here.
Larry said digital accessibility, the Digital Accessibility Act will start affecting learning spaces. Not yet. Any content that goes on the projection screen must be compliant, sort of. AV teams will need to think about how to empower students to use their own devices and see and hear all classroom content. He had this whole thing, and I like his concept of let's get it to their screens, not have to worry about it on the big screen sort of thing.
That's some crazy
My
stuff
comment on this is I would say across the board in this one, I think he's too early.
Yeah,
he's wrong. He's wrong in that sense. The only company who did this was Epiphan because they're awesome. Go buy a bunch of their stuff. I'm kidding.
What?
Yeah, I don't know who else is doing this
what
stuff.
What are you talking about here?
You have to caption everything.
So, yes, you have to caption everything that's going to be delivered by the web. Doesn't mean you have to caption everything that's going to be delivered by a screen.
And that's where this act is written in kind of a very strange way, and then you have the state laws coming out on top of that, which would even make it worse. But yeah, so
we're not doing either. Probably.
Yes, we have not the whole thing. Anything that's uploaded and going to be distributed by way of our LMS must be captioned.
Correct.
Full stop.
And the cool thing is, there's automated systems out there that will check all that for you, and then go ping the people who uploaded said content and say, "This is now your problem,"
and it'll do it all for you, and you still have to go through and check it and make sure it's accurate.
Yep. All right. Larry also said compute appliances should have dual NICs to become the bridge between private islands and the enterprise network, so he can run stuff like Dante Domain Manager and AV over IP arrangers and stuff like that on the local compute that he can't do now because his network is super duper segmented island bound. So, and I said my comment on that one is I don't think that sort of thing exists, though there are special PCs out there that have dual NIC, but.
So I will say this, the Liberty Arrangers and a few older ones, like the first gen, did have that, and then they took it away and were like, you idiots need to do your networks correctly. Well, here's one network port.
The challenge with a lot of the devices that have dual NICs is it's a software-driven NIC, and that won't pass the security muster.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, there's some hardware out there I've seen as multi-NIC just for that same philosophical approach.
We could buy QSys with like 72 on the back. It's not a network switch somehow.
Or you just buy a network switch and do it that way.
Yeah. Flatten it down. Do it.
They got 4 now on their 20. What is it?
I don't know.
24F.
Don't buy big DSPs, people. All right.
Know.
And then Larry's final prediction was AI will start putting pressure on, and I'm going to editorialize on his comment. He said AI will start putting pressure on knowledge workers. Well, I'm going to editorialize to say AI will start putting pressure on shitty knowledge workers.
Of course.
So if you're somebody whose job can be replaced by AI, start getting your resume polished.
Check out AI. It'll do that for you.
But Larry was talking specifically within the realm of AV and IT, design, engineering, that sort of thing. We haven't seen that yet. There's a number of products that purport to do it. They do not do it well. They are not ready for prime time.
I saw a presentation by a couple of folks that is leading me to believe that I can lean into some AI to do some of this automated design process. They look like people in this call with me right now.
You can automate some of the work in it, but what it does, there's no system out there that does the holistic thing that we all do when we stand in space.
Jockey, and that's not what I'm talking about.
I didn't say anything about that.
Okay.
There's a lot more moving pieces than doing math on how big a screen needs to be or how many speakers you need in a room. There's a lot more going on there. So
I think if that's where you find yourself and you, if your job is primarily clicking buttons on a computer, I don't care what the industry is, you should be nervous because AI is coming.
Or what if you just get better at AI?
Put that down as his thing.
Yeah. No, I got other versions. It's coming, but
okay. Yeah. Let me see. I didn't do mine. All right. So I said last year, Crestron will announce 10 gig AV over IP and claim they invented it. They did not. So I was wrong on that. This one, I said it as a joke, but I was right.
Oh, of course.
Ready for it?
Never.
Clear One
oh my God.
will sue themselves and implode. And I'm going to give myself 75% credit on that because that's not what happened, but that happened. So they sold themselves off. And no one saw that one coming.
They imploded. That's correct.
I also said USB-C, and I specify here, USB-C with DisplayPort alt mode, so the proper USB-C.
The real one.
Will be established enough that we'll design systems with it from the very beginning by the end of 2025. And we talked about this specifically. You can go back and listen. No cheating by simply immediately converting it to HDMI plus USB and doing it that way. Mm-hmm. We are still not seeing that widespread, but we are seeing it. That is actually starting to kind of roll. There are products out there. There are ecosystems. There are little, extender widgets and encoders and things that handle USB-C appropriately from beginning to end. But a lot of us just convert stuff to HDMI because it's easier. Let's see. I said smaller players will become common in our systems. The Magewells, Visionaries, Zilliqa, Audio-Technica, etc. I will give myself about 25% credit. That is happening, but not to the scale that we thought it would. I said QSC will finally buy Visionary. No, wrong on that one. I said one of us will build multiple teaching spaces with all-in-one LEDs, and we specified it had to be at least 6 in the conversation there. I don't think that's happened yet.
Did we specify 6?
Yes, we did. We went round and round about the number.
I went halfway.
You did a room with 3?
I got 3.
All right. And I said, my final prediction was one of us will get a new employer or a new boss. And I'll give myself like 10% credit because I don't have a new boss, but my boss has a new boss. Does that count?
I lost technically my boss's boss, and that person went to become Chris's new boss.
Yeah. So
which is weird,
but not what we really meant.
That doesn't make it a new boss because that was the boss that the boss.
Right. So I don't know where that really fits.
So you already recycled that boss. Yeah. That's not right.
Right.
Alrighty. So that was 2025. We did awesome there. I think I would say collectively we were somewhere between like 25 and 50%. Yeah. All right. Now we'll roll back to the top here. Mark, what is your predictions for 2026? What are we going to see in that one
first, and we'll kind of see if there's extra credit. So I think this is going to be the year of the WYSIWYG. The vibe coding stuff is going to hit our control systems, our configuration system. I think that stuff that they tried 5 or 6 generated. I think we're going to see AI configurator tools run amok this year. That
Jamie, what was the one we messed with the AMX one? Rapid Project.
Yeah, exactly. I think that stuff's going to hit. And
hot dog crap.
But for some folks, it might be cool. And we've already seen versions of this, but I think this year that whole just tell it what kind of space you want to make, and then it's gonna it'll do these things for you. So I think that WYSIWYG editor is gonna come back huge this year and catch people.
Did you trademark that name?
No, I'm not gonna.
What, WYSIWYG?
It's been around forever.
That's been since like the early 90s.
Yeah, and so I think that.
No, wait. I have to ask a follow-up question. So this is the vibe, the AI-driven vibe
coding. Yeah, the vibe coding of WYSIWYG is going to come in,
but from like our traditional control manufacturers coming. Oh, interesting. Okay.
The Tronisys of the world are going to deploy their WYSIWYG in their ecosystems, and I will even say you're going to see it in some DSPs as well. They're going to say, I can believe that the vibe thing. Just describe the room, and it's going to just do it for you. What do you feel like?
Explore the space.
How do you want this room to feel when you're done? And then it's going to do it for you. It's going to be nice.
I would like to be Sydney Opera House inside of the all glass and all concrete 12 by 12 brick shit house.
Exactly.
Could I interest you in a Meyer Sound constellation?
Yes.
Are you predicting that somebody's just going to come out with that and be like, "Here, try this"? Or they're going
to just roll it out, and you're not going to have to use it until one of them corners somebody and says, "This is the only way it works."
The existence of the tool is the prediction, not that it works.
No, yeah, exactly. We've seen enough of this stuff in the past.
Justin, I think to your comment there, I think we'll see it as a parallel because they've done this in the past with Crestron Studio.
They've already threatened, man. It's coming.
AMX had the RPM, and there's another one out there. But yeah, the easy, just click and drag. Yeah. Oh, AV Framework is one thing. The click and drag your stuff around. It's already built in.
It's gonna give you the nice report, like, oh, here's your configuration, here's your eyes and nose, and would you like me to put together a switch configuration for you? And it'll do that for you also, and just click the things you're going to have.
And it also won't be correct.
No, and it won't be correct, but it'll get you somewhere.
What else you got?
What else do I have? I have, this is also the year of kind of that 10-year or 10 gig conversation maybe goes away.
Wait, what?
Goes away?
Yes, I think it just
Damn it, I thought you were going the other way.
No, I think people, it's like, oh, you got to have all this stuff. I think it just naturally becomes, nobody cares. I don't think 10 gig as a defined thing. You must have this thing if you want to do it.
I hope people would be like, why do I really need 10 gig? Like,
Right.
what is that solving for me?
I think
8K.
Like, just ask those questions,
right?
and then you're like, well, nothing. So
yeah, but there's been a lot of
most spaces don't need it.
No, most don't, and I think even there's a comfortable place in between there, and it's not necessarily needing to commit to having everything be 10 gig all the way through because I don't think it really matters all that much.
But what about for my large language model processing?
Nope. And then I'll put one more kind of quick one in here, a little more provocative. The digital twin room. This is some school will say we're doing a full digital twin classroom, and it'll be there. And it's not the Second Life thing, but the whole kind of every connection, all the state, all the devices. We're going to have it all. It's going to be in some platform in the sky as the digital twin of our learning environment. It's coming too.
So I don't know what that means.
I know it's terrible, but it's I think I'm being.
Put on your goggles, Chris.
Not your goggles.
Is this the metaverse?
Nope.
Is
not
this
the metaverse
coming back?
Not the metaverse. Not the goggles.
It sounds like the digital twin metaverse. Blah blah.
It's more based on kind of the
where did the metaverse
the true state of all the things. You can see here's all your stuff in the room. Here's where all the people are in your room. We can start to track all the pieces and all that stuff.
Ooh, can you do people counting?
Only in Spain.
Only if it costs $10,000 per person.
Yep. 42 million.
Seen demos of that for decades.
Is what we want.
There's 8 people in there. Who cares?
Exactly. It's coming. That stuff, we'll see some version of a platform that's going to offer it. You can have this and have a digital representation of every one of your classes as a service.
I can see the data and metrics side definitely happening. But the visual virtual representation thing is weird.
Yeah. Okay. Well, those are the three I have, and we'll see if we have time for one more and read all back. You had a clock here. You're going to keep on a clock, but then
I forgot to start it, so it didn't help. I have seen demos of that sort of thing, talking about where people are located in a room and what they're doing, and then it'll start to predict, oh, I can recognize that person, and oh, they've got a meeting at 2:00, so they need to wrap this one up. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, I can see why you're doing it, or I can see what you're doing here, but why? I don't care.
So that we can give more personalized learning experiences, Chris. That's it.
Well, it's to stop people from going and littering in someone else's trash can, I guess.
That's not your trash can. That's mine. Keep your trash out of there.
So the following people have been putting their trash in the recycle, and here's the.
Yes.
Anyway, all right. Anything else on your? Is that your predictions?
That's my predictions for now.
Okay, that's
we'll
it.
Come back. Yep.
Okay, Justin, go.
So I've got a few or a couple or some number here. They're going to go from like probably going to happen to what the hell are you talking about? Number one, which is going to be 100%. What is this?
Yeah, don't care, Joe.
Blah, blah, goggles, virtual 3D model,
So,
and space and Mars.
Friend of the show, Joe Way, got all upset about my commentary that says digital twinning is more than having a virtual 3D model of a space. It's about aggregating data to create a hyper-personalized experience that addresses the need of the individual.
Did I not say that?
I'll predict right now, not going to happen, don't care, no one cares. Move on.
It's happening. I'm with you, Joe. We're going.
Okay.
We're going there.
I still have rooms where the light switches don't turn on when you walk in because the little clicky thing's not.
If you had a digital twin, didn't matter. Lights would be on for you.
I'll just leave them on 24/7. Bam! Ha!
But what if I want them off?
You can have them off.
Yeah, my personal experience is I want all the lights off.
Amazon Alexa thing?
Do you want it to be?
No.
By the way, notice no one's predicting that crap anymore.
Yet.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Just wait. I haven't gone yet.
Jamie, I will delete your segment from the show if you do that.
Challenge accepted.
What about me? What about my list?
What about you?
Let's go.
What is your list? Go.
All right, number one.
You said you got numbers.
Yeah, number one, starting with one.
Consultants.
AI is going to help me design better.
That's not a prediction.
Yeah, it is. I'm predicting.
It's in process. All right, anyway. Next,
better.
2.
How do I measure that? How do you want to measure better? Give me a metric of success here. Yeah.
Faster, better.
Bolder,
more
meaner, stronger.
More lights and gizmos. Number 2.
All right. That one vague. Moving on.
This gets become like a little bit more stupid. I think more and more and more manufacturers are going to do more and more and more PoE speakers to conform with like Microsoft Teams rooms and stupid shit.
I don't think Microsoft Teams room gives a shit about PoE.
I know. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen.
Well,
I don't know if that's.
You'll probably see more PoE speakers. I'm not sure what the purpose of them is, other than to.
Well, you can certify them with Teams and Zoom and do your stupid certifications that don't matter.
Do you know what a lot of driving that market is coming from structured cable companies, so they don't have they can take one type of cable to a job site and use it for everything.
I think you'll see more things that are magically under 100 watts that are powered by PoE, shit that you've never heard of before. You're like, wow, that's a clever use for a toilet.
And this
PoE toilet?
Yeah,
write it
exactly.
Down.
My toilet doesn't have power now.
But
like
your
digital twin version would.
ties right back into having like APC being the digital universe. Because now your audio can come straight from your device and go straight to the speakers, and there's no amp, there's no DSP, there's nothing.
API, all day, every day.
Wasn't that the promise of the Dante virtual sound card?
Which kind of works if it didn't require elevated
which is
privileges. And
I like that there was a pause and then like, which kind of works.
Like I liked it. It's kind of like the NDI software, except you can't run it on anything that's enterprise.
No, I'll give you that, Jimmy. You definitely always were. You were all in on the dream. You're like, let's go. I trust it and
works.
Let's go. And just when you get it, you're like, damn it doesn't do it.
Except for the software part. Right. And it works as long as you have elevated privileges.
Right.
All right, number 3.
Okay, go here.
It's not my. Oh, okay. I thought it was my
turn. Here we go.
This might be a run-on sentence, so
maybe
I kind of just went with it.
So far, it is.
Sentence, man.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing. So, what we're going to see is some major manufacturers are coming out with the self-commissioning AV system.
I almost had that on my list. Okay.
That uses AI to auto-tune rooms, and then it's going to self-label each I/O on every network port, on every strand, what the cable label is inside the DSP or whatever widget, and then it's going to generate as-builts, and you can print them off in 11x17 or whatever other standard you want. And then
can I print them in A4?
Then
these are going to be these are derivatives delivered from my WYSIWYG, bro.
Yeah. Once it's auto-tuned through the WYSIWYG, it's going to automatically invoice the customer.
No, it's not.
And then when that shit fails, then it's going to send an email to your integrator and consultant to let the consultant know, because the consultants care so much about the support tickets after the fact, right? So they're going to email the integrator that, hey, maybe we need a human on site to commission this. And then they come on site. They don't tell the client.
We spent that budget on this AI.
And then they walk around with like these gizmos and stuff and things in their hands to monitor, and do all their things that AI failed at.
Tools?
And then they're going to leave.
Physical apparatus.
And then the AI engine's going to auto invoice them again for the human optimization.
So what you just described is the mass MCP-ification of multiple AI and agency things stacked together to deliver and supplant you as an integrator.
To do exactly what we were doing anyway.
To do a worse job.
Remember, the human's back on site at the end to fix it all.
Well, wasn't that's you're just a help anyway.
So one thing
so
you
we
didn't
went
say
through all the AI stuff just to like go back to where we were originally.
So you didn't mention in that process of what the auto commissioning thing is going to do when it fires.
Do it all.
It tunes the room. It adjusts all that. It labels all its outputs. What is it then going to send the ticket to your support desk that say that it failed?
If you have paid for that integration, sir, yes, it will.
Yeah, you gotta. It bypasses the help desk.
Will it start a story?
No,
and then it goes straight to the integrator. Goes right to the integrator. Integrator gets it. It's like, oh, looks like we got a service invoice, not a ticket, but an invoice that we have to go right, and then payment.
Can we go ahead and skip ahead a year and say that this is BS and move on?
Well, I do like the idea of the auto commissioning stuff. I mean, that's we've already seen companies, Client Launch and other ones out there. We'll see.
I'm with you on this dream, Justin. I think we can get there, and we're close. We're closer right now than we were at the beginning of the show. I'll tell you that.
So you're saying,
the longer his sentence went,
to quote my good friend Mike Brandis, we've never been closer.
Never been closer.
All right, Jamie, predictions, go.
Less technology will be a trend.
I like it.
That's like my first one.
Like fewer boxes?
That's going to happen.
No, all the way around.
Just in general. Simplification. I think we are going to eradication.
Yes, I think
the term is luddification.
Inshitification.
That's a great way to put it. But I do believe that that especially in learning spaces, folks are getting to the point where they are overstimulated by technology, whether it's AI, whether it's all the cameras, whether it's and I do think that we're going to start seeing this trend of, instead of having TVs everywhere, they're going to go back to do we even need it? Is this necessity? Now, I think it's two parts there. I think one of it is there's technology everywhere. How do we disconnect and actually have a real conversation? The second part is financial.
Whoa.
Oh, my bad. human interaction.
If Larry were here, he would be like, well, let's talk about the student engagement here. Are you saying that there's a place and a need for folks to be able to do this type of work without the crutch of technology? Is that what you're leading me to believe, Jamie? That somehow the human at the middle of this whole thing is important?
I feel like, yes. Yeah, at some point, we're going to start seeing a refocus of the human interactivity.
I dare say the sage on the stage becomes relevant again?
No.
No? Okay, so we're going to have engaging people who are maybe smaller groups or something, that we're going to put away the laptops, put away the phones, and let's engage in this human practice of communicating with one another and sharing ideas, and then go home and log in and do all that other shit I told you to do.
Okay. Yes, we're going to kind of see that.
No, it's not the flipped classroom. I know what you guys are thinking.
That flipped classroom is the old way of thinking about it. But no, I do think that with AI, it's always writing term papers, and the way that we're going to start having education go is that we're grading term papers that are being written by machines, and are the students doing anything? So if we start learning on the project and the individual learning paths, when do we set all that down and look at it and say, well, how did that work for you? What did you learn from this, right? Or just get away from the damn screens. And I don't know, it'd be interesting, but I do think that
this is good. I'm going to tweet all this. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. On the second part, and probably a bigger part of this, is not necessarily human experience as much as financially.
There's a space. There's a conversation around low tech, no tech.
We're going to start seeing that financially, we're going to have decisions being made of saying, no, we're not spending that money there.
Yeah. So you're saying that the reduction in technology, or the reduction in technology-enabled spaces, or whatever that might be, is going to be driven both by pedagogy as well as by financial.
Well, I don't think. I think
the trend
right now.
To dissect Chris's words here, I don't think. I mean, what's going to happen is you're going to end up like me. You're not going to have spaces with no tech. You're going to have spaces with 20-year-old tech that you're going to have to figure out how to maintain until it dies.
Where are you buying 20-year-old tech?
That's just a marketing problem.
You're just going to say, don't refresh it.
This is just room classic.
Yeah. You may not refresh it, but you may also go into new buildings where typically you might put in a full-blown conference system with all of the cameras and the beamforming microphones and BS, and they're like, no, just one display. That's it. Be done.
Well, I don't do that today.
I TV and remote.
There's an element of that that's true.
Reduction in technology isn't necessarily mean no technology.
No, I think it's the right fit. I think through all the stuff we are learning and all the new language and technology we're putting in, we're finding out that there are spaces and times and in syllabus and curriculum that do not require all that. So there is a need to not necessarily treat every single room with rich technology when they just want to foster discussion. So why overinvest in that?
Fancy technology.
So
you're not wrong. I mean, it's called seminar rooms, but
let's put a camera and a display in there. Make it an active learning seminar room.
Active learning seminar room. Where can I move the tables?
Exactly.
I had somebody ask me that the other day about a conference room space, and they said, does this camera auto track? I'm like, do you have people actively moving around in a conference room? Because I mean, I guess it could.
Dance in this room.
What they meant was just to show who's talking at the time. But the way they phrased it, I was like, I guess we could do that. Why would you want that? But anyway, so
as I walk up and down behind people in the conference room to make them feel really awkward
during meetings. I got to walk, so keep that camera tight. All right, Jamie, go ahead.
That's really the only one.
That's it.
You only had one?
No, it was two.
Well, he tried to split it.
They were very
it was
amalgamated.
I mean, because I could rehash yes, I still think DV-LED is going to continue to grow a market share,
crush all enemies
in our areas. But we've already done those. Who cares?
Okay. Now I do have a list from our favorite person who's not here right now, Larry.
Larry contributed.
Larry did his homework.
Yes, he did. He always does.
So Larry said, "Ready, Justin?
I'm absent. I'm like, F it, man. Those guys are on their own. See ya."
All right. Well, it's the big prediction show. So Larry is busy wiring computer labs right now. So we wish him well in that endeavor and his forthcoming.
I thought he was building furniture.
Wishing
whatever
that we
he's
had a
doing.
reduction in technology at this moment.
It's a fine line.
Larry, his three predictions that he says he gives. Educational technology innovation will be most evident in the LMS, not in the classroom. Mm-hmm. We'll see accessibility and AI-directed learning integrated into the LMS, and campus resources will follow that innovation. So it's going to be software-driven from the central LMS, not necessarily from the physical devices in the classroom.
So you're seeing already with the whole
accessibility
front. It's at that LMS level.
Well, and there's some announcements.
This was for last year, though.
From
no, this is for next year.
No, this is next year.
Next year.
These are his new predictions.
So,
new
like,
predictions.
Instructure is with Canvas has started saying they've got new AI engines and everything else. No, I can see this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Makes sense. Okay, he said, as the replacement cycle post-COVID starts to hit the planning phase. What? We're gen past that, Larry. So, anyway, Larry's a planner. As it starts to hit the planning phase, schools will start to simplify basic learning designs. Jamie, spot on. Not every room makes a good HyFlex experience, nor every course designed in such a way that it needs such a way that hybrid works. So why put the budget for it in every tier 1 room across campus?
Is this new?
No, it's not. I mentioned it to you guys. This summer, I installed rooms that didn't have hybrid capability because they didn't need it. So, whereas 2 years ago, you would have been doing that everywhere.
The grass is going to be green next year.
He's hedging. He's placing safe bets.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then finally, and this one is true because I'm already doing it, so I'm ahead of you, Larry. Campus will start to reduce the number of computer labs.
Already doing it.
Yeah, and Larry says that he's looking at spinning down 2 already. I've already taken 3 offline in the last year.
Larry is literally not here because he's building new
computer
labs.
labs. Larry, stop doing that and your prediction's true. Anyway.
Just decommission it right now.
Yep.
Bother.
Just do the first half. Take all the stuff out and then just leave. Done.
You're saving time. I mean, just take the stuff in new boxes, right to the
go ahead,
landfill, put it in there, and that's like the cycle of life.
Take it out of the box, put it on a pallet, wrap it in plastic wrap, and ship it to surplus. We're good to go.
All right,
the middle part goes away. Way less tickets.
So my prediction. So that's we got everybody right. So now my turn to wrap this up. So my predictions for 2026. And Justin, you talked about this. Mark, you talked about it. And I guess we've all kind of on the same thought here. A major control manufacturer, and you know who they are because there's only like 3 of them. A major control manufacturer.
One of the big ones?
One of the big guys.
Like
one
the
of the
ones
big
that
dogs.
try to control everything? Those ones?
One of the Tronicises
Okay.
will announce an AI or an AI, like a fully AI, or an AI like enabled cloud monitoring system.
Isn't that already happening?
No, this from the major players, sir.
The major ones, the big ones.
No one's marketing team has already claimed this.
Well,
have you talked to any of these folks lately?
Like, that's shocking to me. Like, someone's
It's
had
not
to have claimed.
shocking
I'm not
to
saying
me.
it's real. I'm just saying that have they not claimed it yet?
I'm saying it is a fully no shit AI enabled system from the ground up. Not
What
we
would it
stack
do?
GPT on top. I don't know. That's their problem.
Oh, okay. Are you talking with like agency? Like, we're going to predict that thing is going to break and we're going to fix it for you when we reroute your traffic
Predictive
over here.
maintenance
Okay.
would be fantastic, and no one has come out of the gate claiming that. There's a lot of the little guys who claim that and then can't deliver on it, as
some that
Justin
I'm
has been
running
dealing
that
with
have
one of
some
them
of that stuff.
recently. When you start getting into like real world scenarios, they don't. No. If I had to like really lean on a prediction on this one, I would say it's going to be a company out of Anaheim that starts with an E and ends with Extron. But just because theirs is the farthest one afield. So anyway, we'll see.
Okay. Will it be agnostic?
I have no
though?
information. No, absolutely not.
No.
It's going to be the same problem.
Why would they do that?
Okay.
Especially Extron.
And that's the problem.
Crestron,
That's the
Q-Sys,
problem with
none of
all
them,
of the big
yeah.
ones is they claim, we can talk to third party and through SNMP
Not
and API
really.
and blah 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 blah. No, it doesn't work. Anyway,
Green light, red
They
light.
can. They
Green
just
light,
don't.
red light.
not well.
But will this be financially responsible to deploy, Chris?
No, absolutely
Probably
not.
Okay, just making sure we're all on the
will
same
be-
page.
it
Making
will be
sure that this
priced
will not
more
scale.
than the.
Yes. Okay.
This will be priced such that only the 3 richest kings in Europe can afford it.
Okay.
So
Can I interest you in free?
you can, but they're not interested in that. So
I'm skeptical.
We'll give you
of
the
free.
first device for free.
anyway, so I'm just
can
saying
all
we're
the
going to
rest
see a
of it.
wholesale
That's a
ground
little
up.
better.
We did an entirely new system, whatever. We took our existing one and tacked, an LLM on top of it. I mean, a ground up. Here's a whole new thing we've been working on. So anyway,
Why am I? Okay. All right. So
Next.
does this thing have to work, or does it just have to become?
Doesn't matter.
It's
It
got
has
to
to
be
be
out
out there.
there. You got to be able to buy
It'll be
it.
an
It just
With a
has to come to existence.
Yep.
It just has to happen.
Yep.
Okay.
okay. Next, Dante AV, whatever of the 72 flavors you like, but what's the common one? AVH, the whatever. Dante AV will start to grow as the de facto other non-big guy AV over IP deployment, and not from those big players. So the same big players who we buy all our stuff from, the same 4 or 5 people, they're not going to be the ones driving. You're going to see a bunch of the little ones that have some level of interoperability between them because they're all using similar protocols, those are going to start to drive, like when you're doing AV over IP and you're not doing, NVX, NAV, whatever, QLAN.
I still want to see it on displays and projectors. That's the big one. Until that happens, it doesn't really matter.
I can't believe I didn't think about this because I believe that this is correct.
Justin, could I interest you in an upcoming line of displays from a major display manufacturer that has SDM modules that would have this sort of capability to just...
I've seen the SDM modules. I've seen the multiple manufacturers with that same deal.
I'm not big on those SDM
about it yesterday.
things.
I'm just saying.
I think
maybe
I don't know if
the discovery, the routing, everything makes sense about it. It was just a question of access and scalability, and some of these little manufacturers, possibly from the Outback.
I got a stupid question.
Steakhouse
has made that different, and I think I wish I would. I agree.
But can you send control protocols over that?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
You can. It doesn't mean the SDM is going to pass it to the display, though.
It doesn't mean all devices are going to behave. It's like HD Base T with their 5-play that supports 7 different protocols, and they sort of work.
You have to have a widget on the other end. I mean, it's still
no widget. That's the whole point. Like, then would
I'm not. That's your prediction, not mine. Yeah. I'm simply saying the protocol, the ecosystem, will start to become the if I'm not doing one from my ecosystem platform of choice because I only know one manufacturer's parts, this is going to be the second choice.
I want to believe this, but I also want to say it doesn't matter. My prediction is this actually ends up not being a thing because it won't matter.
When you say doesn't matter, what do you mean by that? Because the content doesn't matter how it's delivered?
No, I still think that this is more of a 3-year thing for me, though. This year it's not going to count. I think this whole pushing AV around networks is a thing that's coming to an end.
That's your prediction, sir. And that's
it's bold.
That's some white nonsense. Get that out of here. All right,
we're talking about next year.
But that's why I don't. It would take so much development to get this even into next year. I think ultimately
it's already there.
No, I think
if it's just SDM compatibility with devices. AV or Dante AV. Okay,
I'm going to see it on projectors too.
All right. This one I came up with this morning. We did talk about it a few minutes ago. I'm going to solve, and this is a me problem, my medium conference room debacle. My medium conference room conundrum, I guess is a better term.
What is this problem that you all are trying to solve in the medium
Here's
conference
the problem
room?
with medium conference rooms. We've talked about this before. To build
it's
a small
price. It's price.
Yes, it's very much a price thing and a complexity thing, to Jamie's point earlier. To build a small conference room, 8, 10, 12, 14 people, whatever, small room, your conference bar of choice on the wall, small PC or not, laptop connection, easy.
Doesn't cut it.
You can do those all
2 to 4 people.
Hold on, dude, it's my story. You can do that all day long, super easy, super cheap, works great. I can build big classroom systems that cost $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 all day long. They can become very complex, and they cost an arm and a freaking leg. There's a huge gap in the market between the small conference room space and it's a full frickin' build for those rooms that are too big for a conferencing bar of your choice. Yes, you can add, there are some that add microphones. There are some that can work in concert with other cameras in the room. There is not a good, clean system that does this yet, and several manufacturers are getting close, but there's not a good, clean system that does this yet without becoming either Widget Town or it's some sort of weird room system thingy that sort of works until they break the software that drives it, or that costs an arm and a frickin' leg. And that's one of the challenges here is a small conference room you can do all day long, relatively inexpensively, $5,000, $6,000, whatever. You get into medium conference rooms that require more of this stuff, and suddenly you're in that $15,000, $18,000, $20,000, $25,000 range, and that's a big jump. So this is a me problem because
it's weird. Okay.
You haven't solved
this
it.
discussion.
We have.
You're going to come out and say we have the Biamp medium conference room. No, too much crap in that one. That's a full integration.
But what do we? So I want to make sure we have we're going to take things that don't count towards this because everybody's screaming, "Oh, I can take my sound bar and add this extra thing to it." That's not what you're talking about, right? Because that's not it.
It doesn't.
Maybe, and I will say maybe because I've tested 2 of those and they do not work well.
So take that off the shelf. So you want?
I'm not saying I'm removing that form factor. I'm saying it has to be something we took 3. Because think about a small.
Are you thinking like single box? I open it up, bolt it to the wall. philosophy?
No.
Okay.
Not necessarily. What I'm saying is the simplicity.
I don't know. What do you want?
The simplicity and low cost of a small conference room. Oh, I bought these 4 things. We did this, and we're in and out of there in a half a day, and everybody's happy. What's the thing that's just a little bit more than that, but serves those slightly larger rooms without going into, I'm getting out ladders and doing all sorts of, yes, there's very much an expectation of price.
That's the secret sauce. So what's your threshold of acceptability in this fictitious medium conference room
12
market?
to 15.
We're doing that, though. But you just don't like the count of stuff, though. So you want less stuff.
Yeah, it needs to be less.
Easy to install, and you guys don't charge for installation.
So you probably.
So that's cheating. So anyway.
Okay.
So I will just say, to add on to that, I've seen ones from Neat that are getting close, but they're not there yet. I've seen ones from Logitech, of all people, that are getting close, but they're not there yet. QSys has some stuff upcoming that may or may not get us there. Biamp sort of, but Biamp goes to Widget Town immediately and is now.
I think they all do.
You know what? I don't want to say this, but I'm going to, just because I'm about to test it and we're about to find out.
All right.
Nareva might.
Okay, and I think that's valid to come from a corner of the market that we weren't expecting it to.
It's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's massive.
It's bigger. That's what I'm saying. It's a bigger. It's
huge,
designed to
but
be
it's
that
one
bigger
thing, and the cost is there.
Yeah.
Or what you're buying and what you're getting. Now, does it work for that size?
But I want to define this space, because I think this is an interesting conversation. We'll probably spill over into next year anyway. In my mind, it's slightly larger than 20 feet deep. Is my furthest person at that table. That's when everything starts to fizzles out for me.
Because who goes down and sits at the
shits out?
Yeah, who goes down to the far end of the table in a larger conference room that seats, let's say it seats 16 or 18 or whatever. It's the chair, it's the dean, and they're the one who paid for it, and they sound and look the worst. So, yeah,
that's where it is, because 98s are, I think, with 3% element height, I think they're around 25, 26 feet back. So when I have a conference room with a 98-inch TV, the audio is like, I wish there was something better here.
But that's when I scaled up into the DSP and the distributed mics.
Yeah. Now you are in full integration land.
But the price, it kind of
your
scales
pricing
at 5,
isn't real
10,
world
15
pricing
for me. That's like kind of where it falls. And so
your pricing isn't real. You don't charge.
If you're not charging for labor, there's a lot more labor there on those.
That's fine.
Medium size versus small.
Okay.
So I'm just saying. I'm hopeful that this year I will find a solution to that. And I'm hopeful because there's a couple that look like they might be it. Anyway,
does it have to have a certain badge on it before you trust it?
No.
Okay.
Yes. See, AVSF acknowledged.
Yes, you're going to want to get in 2026 the AVSF acknowledged sticker on all of your product.
If it's not badged, AVFS acknowledged.
Just when you buy that,
exist.
Just put the sticker on yourself. Because we acknowledge everything as a product.
All right. I also said here for 2026, a big. And same sort of thing. A big display manufacturer who we all know their names, and by which I mean the LGs, the Samsungs, the Sonys, etc., is going to introduce. And I'm going to build on one of Jamie's comments from a couple of months ago. They're going to introduce widespread commonplace. You're going to start to see a lot of this home DV-LED systems. And yes, I know you can get a home DV-LED system now. I'm not talking about your $200,000 8K nonsense. I'm talking about I saw it at Costco or at Best Buy. They're going to introduce a home large, like, those 100, 115, 120, whatever, DV-LEDs that is going to thus drive the price down for the all-in-wonders for the rest of us in commercial land.
Do you think it's going to be one of those where you build it like Lego sets? They're going to have to fit it in the trunk of a Taurus again. And
I think it's going to be based on DV-LED. It's going to come in 4 boxes. And it's going to stitch together that way.
Panels?
Yep, just 4 panels. You're going to put it together.
It comes in 3 boxes, Mark. Exactly. A red, a green, and a blue. You get the.
It's still going to be priced at a point where that person's probably going to buy the installation.
It will come with it. Yeah, you have the service people come over and do it. So
maybe
Sully and Paul come by.
So you're talking not Hisense, like the ones that released last year.
Well, I mean, you could argue
that could be the one that does it. Actually,
well, they have a similar thing from last year. Now
they have LCDs, not LEDs. I'm saying specifically for the
that one was micro LED.
That's just for the backlighting. It's an LCD panel. I'm talking about direct view LED because most importantly, the widespread manufacturing of such will drive those prices down. So.
And this will make the conversation of why can't I just go down to Best Buy or Costco and buy these TVs and put them on the wall all that much worse coming up into the future. because we've already had enough of it now.
Luckily,
it's luckily
this will still be priced at a point where they're not going to be able to do that, but still.
Well, they're going to say, I can go get that 125-inch one down at Costco right now. This guy,
yeah, it's only $16,000.
No idea what he's talking about. Yeah, the one he wants me to get's like $34,000. We can go get this one right now for whatever. That's why we don't bring these conversations. It just makes everything complicated.
Yeah. So that's my general prediction for 2026. A couple other real quick ones. Zoom's video management platform will mature and eat the lunch of Kaltura, Yuja, etc.
Are you talking about Zoom Hub?
I don't know what the hell it's called. Their video management thingy.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
They have a branding problem, but
do they?
Yes, Zoom does, because Zoom has too many things. There's many Zoom things,
too
but
many products.
It's just Zoom the name. I will also predict generically more of our colleagues are going to work from home and do even less.
Whoa.
True. And then I'm gonna reprise.
Wow.
I'm gonna reprise.
Attacked.
Yeah, I'm gonna reprise two. That I bring up multiple years in a row. Again, Crestron's going to announce 10G AV over IP and act as if they created it.
It's not going to be real.
And also QSC will buy Visionary. Finally,
you're going for it, huh?
I'm still on that one, bastards.
Oh, I think that's past.
Yeah.
No, that was going to happen. That was going to happen like last year or the year before.
All right, that's all our nonsense then for 2026. Anybody got anything else?
Yes.
I don't know if I learned anything.
More alignment of big brands with our schools at large. More of that. Like
Pepsi?
Sure. Whatever it takes to keep the doors open.
Welcome to my Pepsi
is going to be out there. I think this
one's my Dr.
As
Pepper
budgets
classroom.
constrain, we will do radical things to keep revenue
We'll start
intact.
Selling the soul of education.
This is my Mountain Dew classroom in Eastern Kentucky.
Brought to
Why
you
are
by
yours all based on
Code
soft
Red.
drinks?
Wow.
Yeah.
Teddy's over there screaming.
Anyway, there. That's it.
He knows. He knows.
Why are you making fun of me?
Mark, are you thinking specifically like the brands that we deal with? Are you talking about just like big promotional money coming into the schools?
I think you're going to see big
equity partnerships.
Yeah, you're seeing it in the sports. I think it's
It's going
to trickle into the education piece. I think you're going to see these alignments, these brand alignments.
There he is.
There it is, right there, right? So
how did you
classroom? That's right.
How did you guys manifest Teddy Murphy on the call just that fast? So
that's how it works.
So friend of the show, Teddy writes in. He says the KFC classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's exactly right.
If it gives us an influx of cash, then so be it.
I would like to see the first KFC classroom not in Kentucky.
It's finger licking good, buddy. Let's go.
I'd be mad.
You'd be mad?
I'd be mad. Louisville should, the Papa John's classroom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's where Papa John's corporate is.
Are they based out of Louisville?
They're
based out of Louisville?
Louisville, yeah. Louisville.
See?
Louisville?
We're talking about raw engagement here, folks. It's raw engagement.
Louisville.
This is important.
You got to swallow it. Louisville.
Apparently, KFC needs to start ponying up some checks. because
there is a lot of interest. So, friend of the show, BC Hatcher writes in and says, KFC classroom, you have my attention.
See?
So, KFC corporate, who's owned by Taco Bell or Yum or somebody like that.
Hey,
reach out.
KFC's worldwide. Mm-hmm. Like it is the number one restaurant in Grenada, whatever that country's called.
Where are you coming up with these Jeopardy facts?
No, I was down there.
KFC Taco Bell is actually like the number one fast food in the world.
Saturday nights, all the locals line up and get their date night at KFC. It's the wildest shit ever.
Yeah,
in Bowling Green.
Grenada. That place, that country down south.
Like Camp Grenada?
Yeah, sure.
That's what it takes.
Friends with Colonel Sanders.
So, I mean,
that means BC Hatch is just old.
If you get that KFC money.
That's all that told me.
And you got to put the Colonel on your projectors and LED walls, then so be it if it keeps the doors open.
Finger licking good.
All right.
You guys are just, this is,
we got there.
We're done.
I'm glad. You're welcome.
This is the most engagement we've gotten in weeks
since the last show.
All we had to do was mention chicken.
Exactly. All right.
Well, we'll be back next year with more nonsense predictions, see how well we did. But in the meantime, back next week with another show for you. Thanks for putting up with yet another episode of AV SuperFriends On Topic. You can contact us with questions, topic ideas, or general complaints at avsuperfriends.com.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
The opinions expressed by the AV SuperFriends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.